Hello, welcome or welcome back to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Here on the channel you'll find me chatting about my adventures in knitting, spinning, crochet and weaving, all of the fibre related things. Today's video is day 10 of the 12 Cast-Ons Adventures 2025. 12 Cast-Ons is a make-along that I host every year, whereby from the 24th of December through to the end of January I cast on 12 new projects to set myself up for my coming weeks, months, years worth of making. There's a couple of playlists on the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel if you want to find out more. I would imagine that by the time this video goes up on the channel it's probably too late for folks to cast on and join in now. Friday the 25th as I'm recording this, and while I'm casting on day 10 I've only just uploaded day 6 of my videos, so I am hoping to finish my casting on this weekend. So it's Friday today, so I'm hoping to cast on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now usually I wouldn't cast on Friday because it's a work day, but earlier this week I had to attend an evening meeting, which meant that I was able to claim some time back today, and I did a really short day and had to work a couple of hours this morning. So I have the afternoon off and I figured that would be more than enough time to get this project going. I needed to do a little bit of preparation for my project. I needed to wind up some yarns and I did that yesterday. So I'm going to pass you back to Anne from yesterday, who's going to chat a little bit more about the yarns that I've chosen and the crochet project that I'm starting today. I've been dithering about today's cast on for multiple reasons. The biggest one being that as soon as I start my list of projects that I want to or might want to cast on for this make along, I quickly realised there's more than 12 things that I want to start. It happens every year. This year I wanted to try and slot some crochet into my 12 because I do tend to gravitate towards knitting rather than crochet. Crochet is a lot harder on my wrists, so I tend to only do it in little sort of spurts. But this year I wanted to include a crochet project. And my original thought was to maybe make a Jethro, which is a cardigan pattern, which actually is a combination of crochet and knit. But I've run out of time really to actually progress with that. I've got some yarns in mind that I'd like to use for the Jethro, but I'd need to sample a little bit and make sure those yarns would work. One of them is my hand spun yarn. I've got some commercial yarn that I'd like to pair with it, but yeah, I've just run out of time. I've only got a week or so left in January now, and I've still got 3 more projects to get going. But that left me with a little bit of a gap, and I was going backwards and forwards about what I wanted to start crochet wise. I've already got a crochet blanket on the go. I didn't really want that. But yeah, I was dithering a little bit until yesterday when my lovely friend Sal popped round. As a wonderful surprise, she gifted me several skeins of yarn that she sorted out from her stash that she didn't want anymore and thought that I might like. And one of those skeins sparked off the idea which has led to this project. So I'm going to be casting on a Ziggy Interrupted, which is a pattern I think by Sandra Cherryheart. I might have to correct myself. I purchased it ages ago because I really liked the pattern, and then when I got the pattern I realised I'd need 5 different skeins of yarn, and that kind of put me off the pattern a little bit, using so much yarn on what is essentially a really big sort of scarf or wrap. But the time has come because I have yarn in my stash, and one of the skeins of yarn that Sal dropped off yesterday reminded me of a little collection that I had in my stash that would be perfect to make the Ziggy. So this is the yarn that Sal gifted me. It's by Das Shaft and it's their Aurora base. It is a singles yarn, which led me to think about some other skeins of singles yarn that I had collected, a couple of them from D-Stash, because I was going to make a Stephen West shawl, and that idea has long since gone by the wayside, but I still have the yarns that I bought. So I thought, why not put it into a Ziggy? So this will be a really great way to use some of those yarns from my stash, I think. I've got 4 skeins of singles and 1 skein of applied yarn that are going to be going into this project, and I'm going to get them wound up today, and my cast on day will actually be tomorrow, but it's quite a lot of winding, 5 skeins of yarn, so I thought rather than spend my whole day tomorrow winding I could get going and at least do some of the prep work today. Skein number 1, the 1 plied yarn that I'm going to be using, also came out of the little collection that Sal gifted to me yesterday, and this is Rhapsody Yarns and Notions, and it's from the February Just My Style Club. I think that's from 2023. So I'm going to pair those two as the start of my Ziggy Interrupted. Lovely beautiful yellow with some golden tones, verging on sort of like mustardy yellows. From my stash I have 2 skeins of Madeline Tosh yarn, one in blue and one in brown. This one I definitely bought on D-Stash. This one I may have been gifted or I bought on D-Stash. I honestly can't remember. That's a little bit shameful, isn't it? Might have come from Ramona, this one. I'd have to dive back into my notes, my records and see. But yeah, I've got those 2. And then the third one is a skein of Lichen and Lace, and it is in the Daylily colourway. Beautiful oranges, reds and verging on some yellows in this. And I think this came from Zoe. I've got 2 skeins of Lichen and Lace in my stash. One of them singles, one of them is sock yarn. One came from Zoe, one came from Erin. They're both share similarities in they're the same colour family. Obviously my friends know me really well. Know my love of orange. But yeah, I think of the pair, I think this one came from Zoe. I am going to be putting these 5 together. Oops. Really difficult to hold them all. Share them all together, but I'm going to be putting these 5 together to make a Ziggy Interrupted. Going to be another long-term project. Obviously that's quite a lot of yarn that goes into the wrap, and looking at people's project pages, I think at least 1200 meters is used in that. A crochet uses up a bit more yarn than knitting typically. A lot of yardage going into this project, and it'll be really great to use up the singles yarn from my stash. So all of my yarns are wound and I'm ready to get started on the Ziggy Interrupted today. I need to hunt out a crochet hook and a project bag for all of my yarns. I have set myself up a little colour card so that I don't forget which yarns are A, B, C, D and E on this project. And I'm going to be making lots of little granny squares. The wrap is a combination of sort of panels of squares joined together and then some zigzag sort of stripy sections. So I'm going to start by making panel 1, all of the squares and things that I need for that. So yeah, my yarns are organised and sorted. I'm trying to get organised and sorted. Hook has been gathered. I need a 3mm. I've got my little chart showing the colours to use for panel 1, and I'm starting with yarn A, which is one of the lovely yarns that was gifted to me by Sal, which is what kicked off this project in the first place. I think I need to start with 3 or 4 centre squares in this colour. Hopefully by the end of my day I'll have a reasonable pile of squares and half squares, I think, to start making my first panel. Okay, so before I catch you up with where I got to with my Ziggy Interrupted, it's time to share with you some of the projects that have been cast on in our lovely community. Of course, the cast on portion of the make along is now over, but I'm still catching up on the comments on previous videos. Also, apologies, I hope the glare on my glasses isn't too annoying. There's literally nowhere I can stand in this room today where I don't have light reflecting. So Sherry has joined the cast-ons again, and she has cast on a yellow brick rodeo and a plug and play slipover. Paula has started some socks, a simple seamless soper, a face cloth, a cardigan and a sock head hat. Julia has started a love note, a falling leaves cowl, a modular inlay wrap, some socks and a lull shawl. Kaylee has started an Irish Mist neck warmer. Kim is Blue Cherub 82 and has a YouTube channel and has recently been recovering from some surgery. Looks like she's back to some crochet. So she has started a sober granny blanket. Mary Rosemary has started and finished a turtleneck tuck, a hat, a bosom friend, a brioche neckband, and has started and is still in progress with a lava lace scarf, a neckerchief, a super cat hat, a doll dress and some waffle socks. Christy has started 4 pairs of socks, some hats and headbands for her daughter's rugby team, a sponcho, a spin to knit sweater, and has started 2 other spinning projects. Pernille has finished all of her 12 cast-ons and has ended with a pair of woolly leggings, or that she said she has wanted to knit for the longest time. And also she recently bought a kit to build herself a blending board and has made some rolags to spin. Nick Nandeck has started a stonefall poncho. Burnbee has started 2 test knits. Pam has started Soma socks, Slumberjack socks, Nordic socks, Mix It Up socks, the Callow Heel cowl, Twisted Affair beanie, Garden Air pullover, a gnome, some mittens, a Monty Rosa cardigan, a scrub bucket and a Sophie scarf. Thank you so much for joining in with all 12 cast-ons, Pam. Amy has started some socks, a rose cardigan, a combo spin, some stripe tees socks. Lisa has started and finished some convertible mitts and a grid gambit cowl. And Mairead has started a Jose hood. Is it Jose hood or Josie hood? I'm not sure. Jose. Perhaps someone can point me in the right direction for the pronunciation for that one. A random precision cowl, 2 second socks. She's had 2 pairs of socks where the first socks had been knit and languishing in her whips pile, so she started 2 second socks to finish those 2 pairs off. A tin roof tee, an Orinco jumper, a buttercup socks, a tangent mitts, glacier vest, Leona Dare shawl, a euphorbia wrap, vanilla socks and the city cowl. So that's everything for this cast on. I still have a few more. The cast-ons I'm noticing as the comments have come through obviously have completely slowed down or finished now. I think everyone's caught up in letting me know what they have been casting on, but as I already mentioned, I still have some catch up myself to do. So we've got 2 more videos left after this one, and I think I will still have some cast-ons to share with you in those videos, definitely in the next one, if not the last one. So Ziggy interrupted. It was so much fun working on this project. It was nice to do a little bit of crochet for a change, and even though it ends up that there's tons of ends in these little squares, I don't know why, I just find it really satisfying to make these teeny tiny little squares. So yeah, I made obviously a whole bunch of these on that first day, and I've started joining some of them together to make that first bottom panel for the wrap. Obviously I ran out of time, I've still got these to sew in, but can you look, that's the back. All of my ends are gone, take note Zoe. And so yeah, I've made a good start to this project. Obviously next time I come back to it, I need to join the rest of these, and then I need to make a couple of half squares to finish out the sides. I think there's 5 of these panels, I can't remember now, 4 or 5 of these panels are squares, and it recommends that you make all of these and then do the zigzag stripes in between. But I think I'm going to find this, although a little bit fiddly, I think I'm going to find these panels the most satisfying part. And I think possibly if I made all of these first, then not that I'd lose interest in the project, but I wouldn't be as motivated to get back to the project. So I think I'm going to do it in sections. I'm going to do one of these, then do one of the zigzag stripe sections, then do the next one, just to keep alternating and keep moving through the project like that. I'll need to read on the pattern a little bit more and see if that is possible. I'm sure there's a really good reason why the pattern suggests making all of those panels first. So yeah, I just need to make sure that it will work out. But as far as I can tell, you make the zigzag bits and then you sew them together. So yeah, we'll see. Not sure if I mentioned, but I'm going to be keeping that project in one of my Emma Ball project bags. A little plug for my Yarn and Yarn shops. I do have some different designs of the Emma Ball drawstring bags and the zip style bags in the shop at the moment. If you want to check that out, there's always a link to the shop below. It was lovely to work with those singles yarns to finally get those from my stash where they've been hibernating and start working through some of those. So a big thank you once again to my friend Sal for providing the inspiration by gifting me some beautiful yarn that kickstarted this idea and gave me the push to get this crochet project, a pattern that I've had in my pattern library for ages, finally underway. Okay, so that is everything for this video, and thank you so much once again for watching. Please let me know in the comments below what you have been working on in the last few days. Do you have any crochet on the go? Are you a crocheter or are you exclusively a knitter, a spinner? Yeah, I'd love to know where your crafting passions lie, so do let me know in the comments below. I will of course be back again soon with some more making content. It will be video number 11 for the 12 cast-ons, so I hope you will join me for that. But until we do get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some other things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now. Bye.